Hi everyone, it's Derek from the iReady podcast here, and this is my reaction to the 2-1 loss against Celtic in the League Cup final today. I'm afraid for this one, Michael Beale has got to carry the can largely for this result. His team selection to begin with was questionable, and his lack of ability to change it was very telling. And where have we heard that one before when it comes to a Michael Beale team? Because it was the exact same as what happened in the Gerrard reign. He said in the transfer window that he's not buying players just to become substitute players or to become squad players. And the two players that he brought in started on the bench today. You know, it was a great opportunity for them. Two young, hungry, forward-thinking, attacking players that were willing to fight for us, and they leave them on the bench. And we go with the same tired old midfield that got us nothing before, and look where it's got us today. We lined up McGregor, Tavernier, Goldson, Davies, Barisic, Lundstrom, Kamara, Tillman, Sakala, Kent and Morelos. On the subs bench we have McLaughlin, Hadji, Jack, Cholak, Cantwell, Wright, Arfield, Devine and Raskin. So really disappointing to see that midfield of Lundstrom and Kamara there. Kamara over the past few games has done absolutely nothing to justify a starting place in a cup final, and I think Lundstrom coming back as well from being injured as well, I think not good enough. Really not good enough. The only thing I can think he was maybe bargaining on is the fact that it was largely the same or similar team that played very well against Celtic in the last league game there, where we still never won the game. That's maybe his thinking, but by far it wasn't good enough. First half was a fairly open and even game until the last few minutes of the half, where we shown our defensive frailties there. And on that point, Celtic probably did slightly shade the first half. It was a game played with pace, each team closing each other down in midfield, and really poor in the final third from both teams. On the 13th minute, there was a chance from us. There was a short corner from us that we actually messed up. Celtic closed us down because that's what they were doing. Some good play to dig it back out, granted, and then Lundstrom with a blistering shot, but it was blocked by the defender. 21st minute, Celtic had a long ball over the top of our defence. McGregor came out to block the ball in the box, and just before the attacker shot there, so it was dangerous play again. Celtic again on the ascendancy. 22nd minute, ball was not cleared from a shot from Celtic. Then they had a shot from distance, and it was a good diving save from McGregor. Our best chance of the first half on the 31st minute, a lovely move with us getting forward, ending in Tavernier on the right, cross on the deck. Really just had to have Sakala to tap it in, but it was great defensive sliding tackle out for the corner by Vickers. Celtic had another chance on the 42nd minute, and this is when Celtic, you could see the writing was on the wall with the defence here. 42nd minute, cross from in from Celtic from the right, no marking, and a glancing header from the penalty spot just over the bar. And then it had to happen on the 44th minute. Celtic went 1-0 up, ball was on the left, crossed on the deck, trundles past Tavernier, Goldson and Davis. Not one of them stuck a leg out. Granted, maybe Goldson, it was slightly in front of him. One of the Celtic players swiped and missed, fell to another Celtic player who was unmarked, who kicked the ball into the back of net. The marking, once again, not for the first time this season, absolutely atrocious. So good time for Celtic to get a goal, really poor time for us to lose the goal, but it just summed our play up. No changes at half time. Really dire from Beale there. It was quite clear that the game was passing by. Lundstrom, Kamara, Tillman looking out of sorts. There was a couple of occasions when he just didn't look that much interested. I don't know if the occasion got to him or what, but there was one point when I seen that Tavernier was shouting at him, screaming, and he just looked completely disinterested there. Now, we've seen Tillman play very well over the past 4 or 5 games, but that today was not a vintage Tillman performance. So no changes at half time. We had a chance on the 50th minute. It was a quick break down the right, cuts inside to the middle, ball fed to Kent, gets into the box on the left, hits a trundler that hits off the outside of the right post, falls to Sakala at the back post, who shoots and hits the side netting. Really unlucky from Kent in that, but poor from Sakala hitting the side netting. He could have squared it, cut it back, even get it on target, but just really poor there. 55th minute, cross came in from Celtic from the left. Davis with a vital block to stop it going into the back post. And then a minute later, Celtic made it 2-0. Tavernier with a great defensive tackle to win the ball in our half. And then when he was trying to play the ball out into midfield, he gave the ball away. It was a really poor hospital pass. The ball wasn't dealt with by our defence. Great ball through our defence to the left side of the box. Cross in on the deck. Davis allows Kyogo to get goal side and slides at the ball into the back of net. Really simple goal, all stemmed from Tavernier. Tavernier and his poor, great defensively, weirdly for a change, but poor distribution and just the defence. There is no way Davis should have been allowing Kyogo to get goal side on them there. So as you were thinking, all was lost there. However, we did pull a goal back on the 64th minute, and it was Morelos that was scored. It was a free kick from the left from Tavernier, just at the edge of the box, into the back post. Morelos, who was under pressure, lovely control with his left foot, and a stabbed it home with his second touch with his right foot. Just a great goal. Just before that goal went in, both of us were lining up substitutions. On the 65th minute, Celtic made a double change. We taken off Lundstrom, Tillman and Kamara. Raskin, Cantwell and Jack came on now. The three players that were playing particularly bad at this point, and three players that you knew you were going to get something out of. We were the better team by that point in there. We were just on top. We were getting forward. We're putting Celtic defence under a lot of pressure, but still never made Hart make any decent saves. Celtic made a double change on the 75th minute. We made a change, Morelos off and Cholak on. 83rd minute, Abada dives in the box to try and get a penalty, and he got a yellow card for it. 84th minute, Celtic made a sub and we made a substitution as well. Sakala off and right on. From there, it was really, we were pushing up. Celtic had all the possession, all the chances. However, we did get a chance on the 88th minute. The ball was played into the Celtic box from the right. Evades both our players. If they just got just a touch and then a second touch shot if it was in, because it was more or less an empty net. McGregor had to make a big save on the 89th minute. 94th minute, Cantwell takes out the Celtic attacker. Play on because Celtic had possession. A shot by another attacker and a big save from McGregor out for the corner. Celtic went 1v1 on the 96th minute and they put it wide. So, just as I said, it all really stemmed from the team selection. Beale has to carry the can. There are certain players now, I think their time has come. We can't afford any more passengers in this team. It is a rebuild now. We've lost this cup. We just need to try and make sure that we don't drop any more points in the league and see what we can do in the Scottish Cup as well. Got to keep our heads held high though, because we've got Kilmarnock coming up next Saturday. That's the 4th of March. That's a 3 o'clock kickoff. I'll miss the game unfortunately, but maybe after today's performance with some of these players, maybe a fortunate thing. So Dave and I might be back with a podcast this week to cover this game. Not that we want to, but we'll be back nonetheless. So, thanks for listening and goodbye.